We have all watched the rise of Onika Tanya Mirage, better known as Nicki Minaj, after gaining public recognition with her mixtape release, Playtime Is Over, back in 2007. Little do people know that Nicki Minaj actually started her music career in a rap group called Hood Stars. They actually recorded some songs for Diva Victoria back in 2004. Nicki Minaj has been in the music industry for over 12 years after winning over 137 music awards with over 400 music nominations. She shot to the top and her music career seemed unstoppable. It is no secret or surprise that she has been involved in some very public industry beefs over the years, with some notable artists such as Cardi B, Miley Cyrus, Taylor Swift, Mariah Carey, Remy Ma, Lil' Kim, Demi Lovato, Iggy Azalea, Farrah Abraham, and K. Michelle, to name a few. Several artists have claimed that Nicki has tried to block them from progressing within the industry, which has exploded in public feuds, causing the industry to pick sides. On her Queen radio show, Nicki recently detailed an encounter she had with Ken Ehrlich, an executive producer for the Grammy Awards. She spoke about how Ken had requested that she cancel her BET performance for that night because Whitney Houston had recently passed away. And because she did not abide by his request, he had blackballed her from receiving any future Grammys for the rest of her career. There has been a noticeable difference in how people view Nicki. The meter for her likable status has slowly started to decline. She's not getting the same love and shine on major platforms such as radio and award shows like she used to. Could this be because of recent feuds with major artists such as Drake, Cardi B, and Remy Ma, which are causing fans to draw a line in the sand? It seems as though someone behind the scenes is creating the right conditions for the fall of Nicki's career, but are her fans strong enough to keep her on top? Is this a case of a black woman being railroaded because she spoke up? Or did Nicki add fuel to her own demise by feuding with people who may have had more pull in the industry? Could this be someone who has weight in the industry deciding to use their resources to put someone else in the limelight, thus removing Nicki? Is someone secretly painting the picture of the rise and fall of Nicki from the music industry? You guys be the judge, but here's Nicki talking on her radio show about how people who don't look like us are put in positions to pick and choose who receives awards for our music.
Gentleman from the Grammys, I forget the dude's name. Ken Ehrlich.
Our best friend.
You know what I'm saying? And so I saw Ariana was kind of, dragging him, and, you had some issues with him, and I know that you were saying that you felt like you were being bullied for the past few years and not winning a Grammy. How do you feel about that? You feel you deserve a Grammy, but what's the thought process behind Ken?
Well, many, many, many years ago, to freedom! I want to hear my sound effects in the big speaker.
Word.
We gotta get the whole vibes. To freedom! Many, many, many moons ago. This is my storytelling voice.
Let's get it.
The Grammys asked me to perform. And I was very excited. I had already started breaking records.
Yeah.
I had already started doing, I think I had like 7 songs on the Billboard Hot 100 at the same time before my album dropped.
Right.
I had already been on records with Kanye and Jay and like Wayne and the greats.
Absolutely.
And that's one thing I want to point out. When people come in the game, observe who will do a song with them. Because the greats pick and choose a lot. Like, and you can tell how they view your talent by if they work with you. So when I came in right away, all the people that we think are the greatest rappers alive worked with me because my talent was stamped. It was like no gimmick on the talent. Right. It was just raw and like, So by that time, things were, it was kind of a big deal, and Grammys asked me to perform. They came to my studio, listened to the record, agreed they liked it, everything, and it just so happened that Whitney Houston passed away.
Okay.
And when I was about to go on stage, not the day before, not in the morning.
Yeah.
But when I was about to go on stage, I was told by my then management that the people from the Grammys wanted to speak to me. They came into my dressing room and said, "We don't think you should perform. We don't want you to perform anymore."
Why?
And I said, "Huh?" And I was already ready to go on stage. And they were like, "Well, because of the passing of Whitney Houston, and we don't think that I had no clue why and how. Even then, it made absolutely no sense. And I was just like, this makes no sense. And there was no one there that even spoke up for me. Like, they didn't care to explain it. Nobody on either side spoke.
Yeah.
And this is after I had just done a bunch of commercials with LL Cool J to promote the Grammys.
Right.
I'm talking about mad commercials.
Yeah.
This is after I had just did mad social media to promote the Grammys viewership. After I did everything they asked, they came the day of the show and told me not to perform. And I said, no, I'm gonna perform, of course. And then when the performance came out and it received backlash from the Catholic Church,
Yeah.
Ken Ehrlich reached out to my then management and said, "Can you please tell Nicki to stop speaking about it?" And I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know how it was an issue for him. Like, it's my brand, I have to explain myself. I'm the one getting backlash. And he said he was mad because I had did an interview and said, well, the producers at the Grammys knew what song I was gonna do in advance.
Right.
Which I thought made no sense because obviously nobody's watching the Grammys thinking that the producers don't know what song Nicki Minaj is about to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Right.
I didn't understand why they were mad. And I didn't understand the power that man had to start to completely blackball me for the rest of my career. But that's exactly what happened. So he basically told me, you go out there or else. And when I went out there, because now all of my fans are expecting a performance, I'm not gonna just not perform. And I just did all this to promote your show and to get viewers.
Right.
So I went out there and he blackballed me for the rest of my career. And he then made me feel afraid to speak on it because thinking, well, if you do ever want to get a Grammy, you better not speak about it. So this is why when Ariana called him out the other day, I said, this man is still doing the same shit. And then I did my research and found out he's been doing clown, corny shit to people, and they've just been bullied into being quiet. But now, being that I'm at the place now that I don't give a fuck,
Right.
because I am a legend and I'm gonna die an icon regardless.
Talk your shit.
I can now let everyone know that the reason why a song like Monster or what, you name it,
Yeah.
you fucking name it, that's never been touched till this day creatively, doesn't have a Grammy, that's why. It's because a little black girl thought that she could go against this powerful white man and say, no, I'm gonna perform. You're not making any sense. I promoted the fuck out of this show for you and this makes no sense.
Yeah.
Because of that little backlash, he told me I should have basically lied and said the Grammys didn't know what I was gonna perform, which made no sense. Nobody would have believed that anyway. I didn't realize, so I saw him at Jay-Z's concert. And I was there again with my then management.
Right.
And I just remember how I walked up to him about to say hello, and he just looked at me like with just disgust. Like
Did
I
he
was
say anything
nothing.
to you? Or
Absolutely nothing. I went up to him to try to say hi, shake his hand.
Yeah.
He just stood straight and didn't even look at me, like I was garbage.
Wow.
So, since people want to know the real deal while you see all this fuckery happening, that's why. That's why. Because whenever black women speak up for themselves, they look at you like, how dare you? Who do you think you are, bitch? And then when you do speak on it, you're the angry black woman.
Right.
And other black women feed into that.
Right.
And disrespect the black women that's speaking up that can potentially open doors for them.
Right. Man, that's interesting, man, that you kind of exposing it from that standpoint. Like, when you thinking about it, do Grammys even matter to you at this point?
Absolutely fucking not.
Nah. So
Absolutely not.
if you won one, you wouldn't give a fuck? You ain't taking a sip out of it?
As of right now, yes, if I had won one before, first of all, they robbed me of the new artist Grammy.
Absolutely.
Everybody knows I should have gotten that award. I had 7 songs on the Hot 100 before my album dropped. Like, I don't think people understand what's going on.
Right.
Best new artist they gave to Bon Iver over me, the person who they just made promote their whole show.
Right.
So now, what does it matter? Do you care if Tupac or Snoop or Nas or whoever doesn't have a Grammy?
Nah,
Look at the people that have number ones and have Grammys. They clowns. A lot of them are clowns. We don't care because in 50 years we're not gonna be talking about them.
Right.
We're not gonna be talking about the Milli Vanillis. We're gonna be talking about, you know, the Pacs and, you know, these types of people. So it doesn't matter to that extent. But I do think it's sad because they try to portray it as if it's about talent when it's not. It's about people actually network for the Grammys. They tell a bunch of people, hey, vote for me, vote for me, vote for me. Why don't you ask them who voted for the Hip Hop Awards? Why don't you ask them give me the names of the people who voted for the Hip Hop Grammys?
Right.
And you tell me, let the hip hop community decide if those people should be the ones voting on our music. You tell me. Like, look how long people who don't even listen to rap was voting on the Rap Grammys.
Right.
But that's hush hush and quiet because we keep on promoting their shit. We keep on going to their shit. We allow ourselves to be treated like shit. So that's why if you don't stand up, you don't speak out. If the Oscars started being different once people started saying, wait, hold on, you know?
What's going on? Yeah. That's why, I thought it was important just to kind of even raise the issue. Because like I said, I just don't like the unfair treatment and the media narratives that they kind of giving you. You know what I'm saying? And as somebody who's in media, you know what I'm saying? We from the same neighborhood. So, I'll make sure I'm speaking out about that just so we understand, what's fair and what is right.